Hello, BookTube community, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. Forgive the failing light, it is getting on to nighttime, and I just finished an awesome book that I really need to do a review for. I will warn you, I am totally biased with this author, so there's going to be parts of you, I think, that are not going to agree with my views and opinions, but that's why it's my book channel. If you don't agree, you're fine to not agree, but this is my views. So the book that I read was Cujo, a novel by Stephen King. Now, Stephen King is my hero, and I've had this book for years, and I thought, I hadn't read it before, but in the back of this book, and in all books that I read, I put down, just in case somebody else gets my book or whatever, but I put down what I thought of the book and the date that I read it. So apparently I have read this book before. I don't remember reading the book. I don't remember any parts of it. But it's classic King. And of course, I don't know if anybody of you have heard about Cujo, but this won't be spoiler free. I'll try to keep the spoils to a minimum, but it won't be spoiler free. It opens up with a lovable St. Bernard that is part of a very dysfunctional, hurtful family who is just an absolute deer, and he gets bit by a rabid animal, and he goes rabid himself. Now, the family that own him go on vacation, so, well, the mother and daughter go on vacation, so they don't have to deal with him. However, the father, who is abusive and downright evil, deals with him, and he doesn't come out of that one very well. Same with the father's friend. But then there's kind of like an innocent of the story that a mother and her son have to go and get repairs done at this guy's shop and gets trapped in the vehicle with this ravenous dog. And the way that King describes being trapped in this hell of a car with this beast of a monster trying to get in is phenomenal. The book actually takes place in three major spots. It takes place in the AdWorks company, which is the husband of the child and the mother. They had gone off to try to save their business. It takes place in the house of the mother and child, where she is actually having an affair on a very good husband, and it seems like he's the only good husband in the entire book. And it takes place in this tiny little car. So knowing that, you would think it'd be very difficult to do a book with such a short area for like world description. But you get so pulled and involved in the story and in what you have to deal with in that story that it doesn't matter that it's just three places. And classic King, he kills off the innocent after he spends the entire book having you believe that the innocent is just a wonderful thing. He gets you so attached to these characters and then kills off the innocents. It's one of my biggest pet peeves with him, but it's typical King. The movie Cujo doesn't do the book any justice, because in the movie it makes it seem as though Cujo has the rabies symptoms for like weeks on end, where in the book it's only 3 days. And in those 3 days, the Cujo dog starts disintegrating, within the 24 hours. Like, he starts going really downhill within the 24 hours. Which was one of my biggest bone of contentions in the movie, was that, this dog had rabies and was a monster for, like, weeks on end. Whereas rabies, once symptoms are shown, the animal's dead in a week. So I was happy that King had done his research in actuality and had made this a realistic thing. And there were actual consequences for the actions that were done. Like, the woman gets bit in the leg, and the leg turns basically to hamburger. And he talks about the rabies treatment for that. And just all in all, it was a really good book. It was another book where when my alarm went off saying, go to bed now or you can't function in the morning, went off, I had a hard time actually putting the book down. And last night I was reading the good section of the book, and the alarm went off, and I finished that section of the book, and then I couldn't get any sleep because I was scared myself. So I didn't end up getting to sleep until midnight, and I get up at 4. So it was a long day today, which is why I didn't do a lot of work at the barn today. The only bone of contention I have about this book is the layout. And you all know how I am about a properly laid out book. Now, the cover, jacket cover, is wonderful. I love it. It's torn up here from when I used to breed cockatiels, and they like to eat my books. But the thing that gets me is this book, this entire book, not one chapter. It's all one book. There's no chapter. Like there's these page breaks. I don't know if you can see the stars there, but that's the only thing close to a chapter in the book. So that made it kind of frustrating because there wasn't a place where you can just set it down and stop reading for the time being. But all in all, loved the book. King has done it again. He's an amazing man. Love the book. So, my next video I'm going to do real quick is my next To Be Read video, and we will go from there. Because I'm completely done my To Be Read video, I don't have to read my textbook in between. I can just go to the next book as my little reward for that. So I'll get back to you guys in just a few minutes. Thank you.